We are live, as always. I am going to check and make sure we're working. All right, we're working there. Let's go. Orioles and Royals. Luinder Avila is the pitcher for the Royals. I think he's one of their more recent starting pitchers. Not great for them so far. Brandon Young, in the meantime, getting the start for the O's. He's been actually really good this season. Like, surprisingly great for the Orioles, given the expectations coming in. I think they're 12-3 right now in starts by Brandon Young. It's either 11-3 or 12-3, one of the two, but really good, to say the least. What happened? I think it's processing. Carter Jensen will be first to bat. He takes strike one on a fastball from Brandon Young, the catcher for Kansas City. Actually, put it up here. Swing and a miss on the splitter for strike two. So back-to-back strikes for Brandon Young. Jensen hitting .246 on the season from the catcher spot will foul this one away on the splitter. Young is, let's see, where is his? There it is. Four-seamer, splitter, slider, sinker, and curveball. Does not throw the slider and sinker to lefties at all, really. Jensen is a lefty, so he will line this slider. There's a slider. Speaking of which, he throws it 3% of the time. There was that 3%. Throws it there, gets fouled off, so it's still 0-2. Fastball, four-seamer is most used pitch. Splitter has been climbing up as of late. Throws the splitter a lot to lefties. There is four-seamer that runs outside for ball one. So Royals had a great stretch as of late. Swing and a miss, though. Strike three on the fastball. The Royals have been really bad for a while, but they did put up some big numbers. A 15-1 win against Philly, and then a 16-12 just absolute, just I don't even know what that game was against the Mets. That included a little league home run on a bunt single, pretty much, or like a swinging bunt, courtesy of Carson Bench. That was something. There's strike one on a fastball at the top of the zone to Bobby Witt Jr. hitting .288. Witt obviously is very good again, as he always is. 13 home runs, 39 RBIs, 823 OPS. I'm assuming he made the All-Star team. Swings and misses on that fastball 0-2, though. Has almost 5 WAR as a batter. Has 20 doubles, only 1 triple, which given his speed is a little surprising. 65 strikeouts. Will line this fastball over into right field. That will be over the head of Dylan Beavers. It'll crash off the wall. Witt's going to range into second base, so Beavers maybe got a late jump, but also it was a little high for him. So it is a hard double for Bobby Witt Jr. Hopefully Beavers is okay. It looks to be fine, but always want to make sure. But it was Beavers a little off on the jump. It would have been hard again because the ball is just so coming out so fast at him. Does bring up Jack Caglione, who I believe is in the home run derby now. He's had a great season as of late. It was a little slow start for Caglione, but he is. I know his June has been excellent. Been crushing the ball. So not the guy you want to see for Brandon Young with a runner in scoring position here. There throws a curveball, ball one to Caglione. hitting 257, 14 home runs, 34 RBIs, 777 OPS. But the former first-round draft pick by the Royals, I think just 2 years ago, actually, is up to bat here in the 1-0 count. First pitch ball from Brandon Young through 3 batters. Not the biggest sample size there as he throws back to second base. Bobby Witt is there in time. Let's see, I'm curious what pick he was. Jack Caglione, just 23 years old, was, let's see, 6th overall pick, as he will ground this curveball foul up the first base line over towards the Orioles dugout. So yeah, 6th overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft. That was Travis Bazzana, who's also actually debuted in the majors at this point, and I think actually made the All-Star team this year. He was first overall pick, as Caglianone's going to fly this one up in the air on a splitter, basically over by the first base bag. Alonso in foul territory will make the out on the Masson Plus paint for out number 2. But that was pretty... This draft's pretty crazy now looking at it. Travis Bazzana, first overall. Chase Burns, second pick. He's been great so far. He's already made the All-Star team in his career. Nick Kurtz is 4th overall pick. He's made an All-Star team as well. Jack Caglione, pick 6. JJ Weatherholt, pick 7. He just got a massive extension. He's been playing great. Connor Griffin at pick 9. He's been great as well. This was not the best pick for the Orioles, though, and Vance Honeycutt at pick 22. There's first pitch slider that is just outside to Ian Thomas. And that is a pretty loaded for like top 9 picks. Bazzana, Burns, Kurtz, Caglione, Weatherholt, and Griffin right there for just 2 years ago. Let's get the box score update. There we go. And swing and a miss on kind of swords the Thomas on the sinker there for strike 1. Just runs right up in by his hands. And Ian Thomas not able to hold up at all. Pretty sure it's Ian Thomas, right? No, Lane Thomas. Sorry, my bad. I don't know where I was getting Ian Thomas from. Slider away, ball 2 there. Lane Thomas, the center fielder for Kansas City, hitting just 233, 731 OPS, 7 home runs, 30 RBIs. Does have 14 doubles, though. A lot of doubles on this team. As he's going to ground this sinker foul, 2-2. Hello there, Casey. Is that a Terry McLaurin profile picture? I love that. He's my favorite player in the NFL. I'm a big Commanders fan as well, despite being a Baltimore baseball fan. It's a 2-2 on Lane Thomas. Not Ian Thomas, Lane Thomas. Bobby Witt Jr. still on second base after his double. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the sinker at the top of the zone. Brandon Young with strikeout there. So strikeout number 2 on the inning. Gets Lane Thomas down. Strands of Bobby Witt Jr. in scoring position. And we move on to the bottom of the first. Henderson, Rutschman, and Ward, the leadoff men, the typical leadoff trio for the Orioles. Been the order's shuffled a bit as of this past week, I'd say. Henderson out. Craig Albanese has put Gunnar Henderson up in the leadoff spot more. Although I think Adley led off yesterday, I want to say. But Henderson's been more in the leadoff spot as of late, and it's been working-ish. Henderson's had a better week this week, I'd say, than the month. But it's still, I mean, obviously he's hitting only 219. So it's still a bit of a climb for Gunnar. Hopefully the second half is better than this first half. But Rutschman's having a great season. Ward's been getting on base a lot. The power hasn't quite been there, but he's been great at working walks. Pete Alonso, 4th to bat in the inning. Should it not be a 1-2-3 inning. He's been having a nice season there. They will be facing Luinder, I believe that's how you pronounce his first name, Avila, the pitcher for the Royals. He looks to be a righty pitcher there. I believe he's a starting pitcher, not a relief pitcher. Yeah, they've kind of churned through. Actually, no, he's listed as a relief pitcher, but he's thrown 51 2/3 innings already, so he might I think he's like been more thrust into starting action with, I think mostly with Chris Bubich and Cole Reagans, both of them being injured at various points. Let's see. He's started a lot. This like his last 4 appearances were starts. Made 8 starts total coming into today, 17 appearances, 4-3 record, 5.05 ERA, 52 and 2/3 innings pitched, 1.59 WHIP, opponents hitting 270 off of him, 8.2 strikeouts per 9, 5.4 walks per 9, not walkouts, and 5 home runs given up. There's a perfect pitch on the 4-seamer for strike 1 to Gunnar Henderson. Yeah, I agree putting Blaze up in the order. He should not be hitting 8th. Next pitch is going to be lined over to second base. Hard hit, but right to Michael Massey for out number 1, which has kind of been the usual for Gunnar this year, hitting it hard, but to the wrong spots on the field. So a ground out on 2 pitches for Henderson there. Yeah, both teams dealt with injuries to their starting rotation. Obviously, Zach Eflin for the Orioles went down during his first start. Rutschman's going to take a low strike on the curveball. Would have been a ball had he challenged, but he does not challenge. Not really an opportune moment to challenge here. Nothing count in the bottom of the first inning with no one on. Rutschman will swing and miss on the changeup for strike 2. But also for the Orioles, starting pitching injuries. I mean, Dean Kramer was down for months with a hamstring injury. Trevor Rogers went down with a nasty case of the flu that I think he's finally starting to get back. And some others there. Rutschman will take down and away on a changeup for ball 1. All right, Casey, thanks for dropping in for hot moment. Go Terry McLaurin, go Commanders, and go O's. The 1-2 to Rutschman is going to knock foul on the fastball above the zone. Adley gets a piece of it. But Avila throws 4-seamer, sinker, slider, curveball, and changeup. Throws a good mix of everything to lefties. So Adley's going to see the full repertoire. 1-2 here again is slider. That is taken for ball 2 by Adley. Actually, the least used pitch against lefties so far coming into today. Does not use the changeup at all to righties, which is interesting because that does run in to righties. But I guess he just doesn't feel it. 2-2 now to All-Star Adley Rutschman is buried on the sinker, so Adley runs it full. But Adley, the lone All-Star for the Baltimore Orioles at the moment, unless we have like a last-minute substitution, which I don't think will happen. But deserved for Adley. He's having a great bounce-back season. And hitting 256, but he's been looking a lot more like the Adley Rutschman we are used to. In a full count at the moment with nobody on and 1 out. We'll knock this one foul on the 4-seamer. It's going to skip back into right field after rebounding off the tarp. Jack Caglione over and right tosses it up into the flag court. We go again on the full count, but Adley has dealt with some injuries this year, but he's been playing regularly in June. 774 OPS, 18 doubles, 1 triple, 8 home runs. On the 3-2, we'll take just high on the slider for ball 4. So the first base runner for the Orioles is an Adley Rutschman walk. Nothing wrong with that. Albert has given signals to, I assume, Buck Britton at third, who's going to relay it over to Jason Bourgeois at first, the third and first base coaches for the O's, to eventually relay it to Adley. Taylor Ward on the first pitch will take inside on the sinker for ball 1. Ward still looking for his first home run at Camden Yards. Has hit 5 on the season after hitting 36 last year. All 5 for Ward this year have been on the road. 24 RBIs for Ward as well. Takes all the way on the fastball for strike 1, right in the middle. Maybe he should probably swing more of those. But again, the walks are nice. Let's see, where's his walk total? He has 71 walks, which leads the team by a mile. Next closest is Pete Alonso at 49. Takes just upstairs in the four-seamer for ball 2. But 19 doubles as well for Ward. Hit a ton of doubles early on in the season, but has cooled off a little bit as of late. Still has a 735 OPS, which is on base plus slugging, which is the stat you want to look to nowadays. There's strike 2 on the slider. Ward takes all the way. So we've not seen Ward swing the bat yet, which is kind of what he usually does. But since batting averages are maybe not as telling as they used to be, a lot of people tend to look to OPS now as the base stat for if a hitter's doing well. Ward takes a slider for ball 3 inside, so he's run the count full after just watching 5 pitches, which is basically what the average Taylor Ward at bat. It's just watching pitches go into a full count. Sometimes he strikes out, sometimes he walks. We'll see what happens here. So the full count for Ward is going to be grounded over to third base. Fielded there, throw to second is in time, and throw to first is not in time. Was a slow enough grounder to Rojas at third that he only had a play at second, so it is a fielder's choice for Taylor Ward. So he replaces Adley at first. 2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning. That was Josh Rojas, who's not played too much so far for Kansas City this year, getting the starts over at third. Definitely not an everyday type of player, but has been playing. My guess is he's been up and down from AAA, but he is now up here. Strike 1 also on the curveball to Pete Alonso. Alonso will take inside on the sinker for ball 1. So he works a 2-1-1, but Alonso, again, has been playing pretty well as of late. Been one of the best power hitters for the Orioles. Been knocking in a ton of RBIs, one of the league leaders in RBIs. I don't think he's the top one, but he's close. So the pickoff attempt at first is not in time. But Alonso, 62 RBIs on the season. 20 home runs, first Oriole to hit that 20 mark. Will take all the way on the slider in the zone for strike 2. Has an 812 OPS to go along with that 249 batting average. 16 doubles, no triples. 87 total hits on the season, along with 49 walks. 98 strikeouts, though. Alonso will swing and miss. There is a strikeout on the slider outside of the zone for strike 3. So both pitchers end their first inning with a strikeout. First of the night for Winder Avila. We move on to the second inning. Michael Massey, Salvador Perez, and Josh Lopez. Where did I get Lopez from? Josh Rojas are up to bat for the Royals. Michael Massey's actually having a decent-ish season. Salvi is not. He's having a really bad season. And Rojas has just not played all that much. But it will be Brandon Young back on in the second to face them after giving up the lone double to Bobby Witt Jr. and a pair of strikeouts and then a foul out. So I don't think we've had any games finished today. And I think there's one game that's in a delay at the moment elsewhere. It's Mets, Pirates or something like that. Hang on, let me check. Out of town scoreboard. That's what's going on. Red Sox and Mets are started there. Oh yeah, they're in a delay. And then Brewers, Pirates are also in a delay. And then Yankees, Nationals also in a delay. So a couple rain delays going on so far. Tigers are already up 2-1 over the Phillies, bottom third. Cubs and Reds are scoreless, though it is only the bottom of the first. Guardians, Marlins also scoreless there through 1 as well. Mariners and Rays scoreless bottom of the first, though the Mariners do have bases loaded with 2 outs. Later on, we'll have Athletics, White Sox, Astros, Rangers, Angels, Twins, Braves, Cardinals, Blue Jays, Pirates, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and Rockies, Giants for this Friday slate. For now, though, it is inning number 2 with Michael Massey and Brandon Young as the matchup to start. Massey hitting .263, 729 OPS on the season, 7 home runs, for him as well, as he takes fastball high for ball one. Massey also has 15 doubles on the season, only 13 walks. Kansas City, not a team that seems to walk a lot, though, and also 40 strikeouts from Michael Massey. Takes outside for ball two there. So just realized Jack Caglianone has struck out 101 times this season. That is a lot, to say the least. But he's still having a good month, and he's made the home run derby, so he's doing well there. Massey's going to round the sinker over to Pete Alonso at first base. Alonso will rush over the bag and beat Massey by a step and a half for out number one. So 20 pitches through an inning and a third for Brandon Young. He's looking to be as sharp as usual through 5 batters at least. Brings up the old man in Salvador Perez, the veteran catcher for the Royals. DH, actually playing first base tonight. 209 batting average, 596 OPS. So very down here at the plate for Salvi. Takes inside with a sinker for ball one, just inside. Not by much, but it was in a little bit. 11 home runs, though, for Perez. 13 doubles, no triples. 71 total hits for Perez. 13 walks, though. Very low number there to 72 strikeouts. So Father Time's catching up to Perez as he will line this four-seamer through the left side, though, for a base hit. So drive up that batting average for Salvador Perez. Hits it hard and to the right spot. Fastball that was up at the top of the zone, but Perez covers it and knocks it in between Henderson and Alexander. No chance for either player. So 1 out base runner for the Royals. It's 2 innings in a row, actually. Josh Rojas hitting 154, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 493 OPS. But again, he's only played in 13 games, I think. Takes a curveball below the zone. We'll get, I believe, an ABS challenge. This will stand as a ball. So not a great challenge here from Rutschman, unfortunately. But Rojas, yeah, this is just his 14th game played, his 27th at bat. Has, let's see, that's runs. Yeah, 4 hits on his season, 1 double, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 1 walk to 6 strikeouts. There's a strike on a curveball at the top of the zone, 1-1. Rojas batting from the left side. After this, unless we have a double play here, it will be, I believe it's Nick Lofton, DH. That is a splitter outside for ball 2. Yeah, Nick Lofton, that's his first name. I believe because Michael Garcia is injured at the moment, that's why we're seeing Josh Rojas at third. He will ground this one over to Henderson at second. The only play, actually doesn't have a play. Henderson was shaded up towards the bag at second. So it is an infield single for Josh Rojas. Henderson's momentum carrying him away. He does not want to chance the throw. Looks like Rojas is pretty speedy as well. So first and second now, 1 out. Yeah, Michael Garcia is on the 10-day IL. And Henderson maybe also might not have transferred it cleanly. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, he bobbles the transfer, that's why. So didn't get it out of his glove in time. Ball 1 to Nick Lofton, DH from the right side, hitting 254 on the season. 775 OPS, was 6 for 12 against the Mets in the series previously. We'll line the sinker over to Henderson at second or short. Throw over to second is in time, and first also in time. So the double play comes 1 batter later on Nick Lofton. I'm not even going to have to finish reading his stats as Henderson gets the transfer off cleanly there. Henderson to Holiday to Alonso for the double play to get Brandon Young out of the inning. We move on to the bottom of the second. Will be Samuel Basayo, Dylan Beavers, Colton Cowser, 3 of the young Orioles stars. All batting from the left side as well. But they will be up to bat. Let me just double check something real quick. I don't need it. All right. What else has been going on? Oh yeah, Spain beat Belgium in the World Cup earlier today. So I think they're facing someone. Actually, don't know if that bracket has been decided yet. The Spain is going to be. Oh, they're facing France, right? Because France beat Morocco. So yes, France and Spain in the semis. That's gonna be fun. So Norway and England is tomorrow at 5, and then Argentina and Switzerland also tomorrow at 9. So we will know the semifinal results or the semifinal matchups, which will be next Tuesday, Wednesday, by the end of tomorrow. And then it'll either, well, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of rooting for Norway now that the U.S. has been eliminated. Showing replays of Samuel Basayo's series against Kansas City earlier in the year over in Missouri. Actually, I don't know if Kansas City's stadium is in Missouri or Kansas. Not quite sure. But he leads off here in the bottom of the second against Luinder Avila, who allowed the walk to Adley Rutschman and nothing more. There was a curveball, ball 1 to Basayo. But it was, since that series in Kansas City, it's been much better for Basayo after a slow start to the season. Takes inside for ball 2 on the fastball. Basayo hitting .248 on the season, 14 home runs, 42 RBIs, 762 OPS. One of the best power hitters on the team for the O's. Takes a good sinker there for strike 1. But let's see, Basayo. Where is he? There he is. Yeah. Only 9 doubles, 1 triple as well, 65 total hits, 14 home runs, 42 RBIs, 25 walks to 75 strikeouts. So pretty typical power stats there. Big guy, not super fast, plays catcher mostly, has played first base once, I think, this season. Takes a changeup blow for ball 3. So he's in a very favorable count here. But Basayo, we'll see what happens here. It's been up and down. We'll line this one over to second base, fielded there by Michael Massey. Throws him out at first. So back-to-back innings for the Orioles. They have a sharp ground out to second to start it. Basayo has dealt with some minor injuries here and there. Had some weird drama with Craig Albanez for like a hot minute last month. But it seems to be all right now. Only 21, did sign a big extension with the Orioles at the start of the season, so he's around for the long haul. Dylan Beavers on the first pitch lines a fastball over into right field, drops right in front of Jack Caglione, so actually his counterpart. And that is a first pitch single for Dylan Beavers, the first hit for the Orioles as well. Actually, don't know. Does Jack Caglione also wear number 12? I'm curious. It'd be funny if both these guys have young right fielders who... Oh, no, he wears number 14. Okay. So Beavers wears 12, Caglione wears 14. But, yeah. The right fielder serving up to the right fielder, right in front of him, really. So a 1-out base runner for the Orioles again. Colton Cowser takes a curveball just outside for ball 1. Cowser hitting just .221. Did not see a lot of action early on in the season due to struggling. Has been playing more as of late. Has been great defensively in the field. Will check swing on the curveball, and he does go around, so it's strike 1. Didn't really look like a swing, but I guess it was. That has a 671 OPS, 4 stolen bases, 67 strikeouts, 26 walks, 8 home runs, only 3 doubles, which is pretty surprising for Cowser. Throw to first base is not in time. It looks like Adam Jones is over in the splash zone for the Orioles tonight. Don't know if he was scheduled to be there or just decided to drop in. Cowser on the 1-1 will take well outside on the curveball for ball 2. I think there's Adam. I think it's Adam Jones and then some other people. I'm not quite sure. Cowser swings and misses on the sinker for strike 2. But Cowser has had some dramatic moments, has had back-to-back days with walk-off home run shots back in May against Tampa Bay and Detroit. But it's been the adventures at the plate for Colton Cowser have not been the best this season. We'll take a changeup there for strike 3. So he goes down looking. Strikeout number 2 on the night for Avila. We'll bring up Blaze Alexander, who has been incredible this past month. Well, this past month plus. Really since the start of June, he's been fantastic. Hitting 302 on the season, 773 OPS. Will ground the first pitch foul on the sinker. 53 walks, or 53 strikeouts for Blaze, only 15 walks, 3 home runs, 2 triples, 12 doubles. Most of that has really come in the month of June. And July's been pretty good as well for Blaze, is getting more regular playing time. Will knocks one right back up the middle on the curveball for a single there. Dylan Beavers with an excellent jump on the 2 outs, gets over to third base. So runners at the corners for the O's. It might have been like a hit and run almost, because Beavers was like halfway to second base by the time that ball was hit. Yeah, Beavers was stealing, so I think it was kind of a hit and run there. Alexander just lines it right back up the middle. And Orioles are threatening here. Beavers almost wanted to go home, but I think wisely did not. Lane Thomas, I think, don't know if we want to test him from that distance and that time. Buck Britton was not even really thinking about putting a stop sign or a wheel sign on for Beavers. Jackson Holliday takes strike 1. 212 average, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, 710 OPS, but did not play basically until I think like mid-May. Was out for all of March and April. Takes outside on the curveball for ball 1. Actually, what was the first day Holiday? No, Britton actually did started to wheel Beavers home, then gave him the stop sign. Okay. Good idea there. Holiday will line this one over past the dive of Salvador Perez at first. That will net the first run for the Orioles. So an RBI single for Jackson Holiday, and it is still runners at the corners and 2 outs. So the bottom of the order doing work for the Orioles here in the bottom of the second inning. Gives them a 1-0 lead and potentially more. But Holiday this past week has been excellent for Jackson Holiday. He might finally be starting to find his groove again. Sinker kind of holds up in the top of the zone. Holiday just grounds that one over into the right spot, over past the dive of Perez at first. Yeah, he didn't start until May 19th, so past halfway through May as Henderson fouls the first pitch off, fastball off into the ground for strike 1. But Orioles strike first here on Friday night. Blaze Alexander now at third base, Holiday at first. Henderson, who has not been great with runners in scoring position at all this season, with a chance here, takes a curveball outside for ball 1. Grounded out sharply to second his first time up last inning. But 38 pitches now for Luinder Avila through an inning and 2/3. Orioles threatening to stack another run on here. Henderson will line this one up the middle. There's a base hit. It's another RBI single for the Orioles. We are still runners at the corners. 2-0 Baltimore. So Holiday replaces Alexander at third. Henderson replaces Holiday at first. Alexander goes home. 2-0 for the Birds. Henderson 106 off the bat, basically. But this time hit it to the correct spot, so he gets a crucial knock with runners in scoring position there. Another sinker that just kind of hangs up a little bit in the middle of the zone. Henderson covers all of it. Finds the right location on the ground ball. And we'll get a mound visit from the Royals pitch coach to discuss things, as Adley Rutschman, who walked in the first inning, now has a chance to stack on even more with another hit. When the Baltimore crowd, looks like I think this was a reversible floppy hat night over at Camden. They've got their reversible floppy hats on City Connect jersey night as well for Baltimore. Rutschman looking for an RBI here. Again, walked his first time up, batting from the left side here. Takes a changeup for ball one. But that's huge for Gunnar, getting a knock with runners in scoring position. That's got to feel so good for him. He's been really frustrated this season with how he's been playing. It's easy to tell. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. Rutschman on the 1-0 will take great curveball there, just clips the bottom of the zone for strike one. Orioles, again, down to one challenge, courtesy of Adley Rutschman losing a challenge in the top of the second. Rutschman hitting .305, 3 home runs, 37 RBIs with runners in scoring position this season. Will swing and miss on the changeup for strike two. So Rutschman down in the count at the moment. Avila looking to get out with only giving up 2 runs here in this crooked inning. 23rd pitch coming in this inning alone. 42 as a whole will be the 43rd coming up here. Holiday's on the run, or Henderson's on the run. Rutschman grounds it right back to Avila, who makes a great play between the legs. Tosses him out at first casually. So Rutschman a little unfortunate there. Lines it right back to the pitcher for out number 3. But the Orioles get 2. Curveball that Rutschman knocks. Great pick. Probably would have been fielded anyway for the third out. Probably by Michael Massey or Bobby Witt Jr. behind the bag at second. But Avila decides he wants to do it himself and makes a good play. But again, Orioles get 2. They strike first will be the number 9 hitter for the Royals. I believe that's Isaac Collins. I think that's his first name. Let me double check. Yeah, Isaac Collins. He's not having a great season at the moment, at the plate at least. But Collins and then Jensen and Witt Jr. will be the batting order for the Royals in the top of the third against Brandon Young, who's got a pair of strikeouts, giving up 3 hits. But nothing more. So yet to issue a walk through 2 innings, which is, I'll knock on wood. Let's hope he doesn't issue a walk here in the third. Again, the Royal Farms commercial that I swear is AI generated. It really looks like it's AI generated. How far the mighty have fallen. Mostly just, I'm thinking of the old Justin Tucker commercials that Royal Farms would do, and obviously, that is not something they want to do anymore, given everything that happened with Justin Tucker a couple years ago. The rampant allegations against him. Apparently, there's some kind of fight between a couple basketball players as well, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Harrow. I don't know who they play for, but it's apparently something. This offseason for the NBA has been crazy from what I've seen. Not that I'm much of an NBA fan. I think the Orioles or Camden Yards, I think head chef is up in the Masson booth talking about hot dogs or something. Strike one to Collins on the fastball at the top of the zone from Brandon Young. 29 pitches at the moment. The 28 through 2 innings. Next pitch is fastball. This one just a little high though. Nick Kurtz, I think, just went on the injury list. That's unfortunate. So 1-1 here for Young against Collins. Collins hitting .237 on the season. He will take splitter there for strike 2, batting from the left side. So .237 batting average, .693 OPS, 69 strikeouts, 38 walks, 4 home runs, 16 doubles, 61 total hits on the season. I believe those no triples as well. Takes a splitter there for ball 2. That splitter was kind of in the dirt. Yeah, no triples for Collins, so power has not exactly been there so far this season for Collins, but we'll see how he goes here in a 2-2 count. Next pitch is going to be kind of jam-fisted right to Jackson Holliday on the weak liner for out number 1. So Brandon Young has retired the leadoff man all 3 times so far this game. Holliday with a pretty easy catch there. Now I think Rob Long's talking on the Mass and Crew as well about hot dogs or something. Carter Jensen will knock the first pitch curveball high in the air into center, but not deep nearly enough. Colton Kaiser barely has to move for out number 2 on the first pitch. So a couple quick outs for, well, actually first out wasn't super quick, but that one was a quick out. But 2 up, 2 down brings up Bobby Witt Jr., who doubled sharply to right field last time he was up. Then was left stranded after Jack Caglione popped out, or fouled out really, and then Lane Thomas struck out. So kind of as per usual, Bobby Witt Jr. is hitting well and no one else on the team is. Takes strike 1 though on the slider at the top of the zone from Brandon Young. But the, I believe, number 2 overall pick in the 2019 draft, the pick after Adley Rutschman. Witt will foul the sinker off for strike 2. He's in a 0-2 hole. Age 26 now for Bobby Witt Jr. Just turned 26 last month. Let's see. He was pick number 2. Rutschman pick number 1. Andrew Vaughn 3. J.J. Lebeday 4. Swing and a miss, though. Strike 3 on the slider there. So 3 pitches to get Bobby Witt Jr. out on the strikeout. Brandon Young cruising through 3 innings. But yeah, Riley Green 5. CJ Abrams 6. Nick Lodolo 7. Josh Young 8. Shea Langoliers 9. Hunter Bishop. Has Hunter Bishop even played in the majors? No. That's not a good pick there for San Francisco. Alek Manoah. Alek Manoah was 2019. I thought he was in the league for a lot longer than that. I didn't realize he was a 2019 draft. Brett Beatty. Pete Alonso drafted in 2019? No, he came up in 2019. What year is he drafted? Second round 2016. Okay, that's what it is. I'm just kind of investigating because I don't know MLB drafts too well, but yeah, Corbin Carroll was pick 16, George Kirby pick 20, Quinn Priester, he's on the Brewers now, right? Yeah, pick 18. Seeing like names that I might recognize. No one really. Anthony Volpe there at the end, and Michael Bush. Otherwise, Matt Wallner as well. He's been great. Yeah, Gunnar Henderson in the second. Nassim Nunez. Oh, he was 2019 as well. He's been stealing a ton of bases for Washington this season. And yeah, Kyle Stowers in the kind of also in the second round. That was a generational draft for the Orioles. Oh, Michael Massey. Speaking of which, he was also 2019. Let's see. Who else did the Orioles draft in 2019? Connor Gillespie. He's a pitcher that is on the Phillies now. Who do they trade him for? Oh no, he's a Rule 5 draft. Never mind. All right, anyway, I'll stop looking at the draft. Ball 1 to Taylor Ward to lead off the third inning, bottom of the third inning. Will take all the way on the sinker for strike 1. Who is Zach Watson? I do not remember you. Not much there. Anyway. 1-1 to Taylor Ward on pitch 46. It is a curveball that drops up at the top of the zone for strike 2. So Ward has not swung the bat all that much, has taken a lot of pitches that he probably could have swung at, grounded into a fielder's choice last time he was up. Takes outside for ball 2 on the fastball, though. So he's worked himself back into a 2-2 count at least. 47 pitches now for Luinder Avila. Ward on the next pitch will ground this one foul on the slider. Here we go again. But Ward was the trade recipient 1-1 for Grayson Rodriguez from the Angels. Rodriguez is unfortunately on the injured list again, as he always seems to be. But former high prospect pitching-wise for the Orioles. Now in LA. Ward takes just low, I think. Yeah, I think they're calling that. It was not caught by Carter Jensen cleanly, so it's 3-2. I don't know if that had any effect on it, but Ward has, as per usual, once again also in this game, found himself into a full count on what will be the 50th pitch from Luinder Avila. So it's looking to be, at the moment, a short outing for him, though that could change. Orioles have had some problems with after this pitch, I'll say it, as Ward's going to knock this one right back up the middle for a single. Ranges well out of the zone to get a hold of that slider. Great at bat there from Taylor Ward. But Orioles have had some struggles where they'll get to pitchers early and drive out the pitch count and then like falter after that. And like I know this happened in Seattle a lot where they would it was like Brian Wood, I think they got into like 50 pitches or like 60 pitches in the first 2 innings. And then he still went 7 innings after that. But anyway, hello there, Kevin. Orioles already up 2-0 as Pete Alonso grounds the first pitch foul on the sinker. Alonso struck out last time he was up. The one of 2 strikeouts Luinder Avila has so far tonight. Alonso, I believe, struck out on a chain, or I think it was a slider actually, down and away. There's a curveball for ball 1. But Jackson Holliday and Gunnar Henderson with a pair of RBI singles last inning. Taylor Ward with a leadoff single here as Alonso takes low curveball, again called strike there. Orioles down to 1 challenge though, so Alonso does not challenge. Probably should have though. It's been a couple curveballs that have been low called strikes on the Orioles so far. So Alonso in a 1-2 count again. Takes up and in on the sinker for ball 2. Yeah, Cubs series was definitely frustrating. They at least won yesterday. They have a chance to stack another win. Just find wins where they can get them, really. Luckily, they are playing a pretty bad team in Kansas City at the moment. Alonso takes ball 3 on the slider. We get a stolen base attempt from Taylor Ward. He is out. Throw was off target, but Ward was a little slow. He's lingering at second at the moment. It looked like he might have been safe, but tag, I think, I don't know. And Albernaz is going to say play on, so Ward caught stealing there. And let's see, he was out. Tried to swim, but he was like so off kind of target that he probably should not have tried to swim. So unfortunate there. Taylor Ward gets caught stealing, so the leadoff single is erased. It's a 3-2 count though on Pete Alonso. He will foul tip. No, not caught by Carter Jensen, so Alonso stays alive. Ward, not a guy you usually steal all that much. Stalking with Craig Albernaz. Don't know if that was a Ward decision or if maybe a set play. It was a fastball that Alonso foul tipped kind of off the glove of Carter Jensen, but did not catch it. And Pete Alonso's going to walk. Takes the slider there instead of swinging at it. And he gets to first base. So it is still a man on first base, now 1 out because of the caught stealing. So very unfortunate there for Taylor Ward. He has 3 stolen bases on the season. Yeah, Boston's been playing incredibly well as of late. They won, like 5 or 6 in a row, I think? Don't know where that came from, but they've been playing very well. Samuel Basayo, who grounded out sharply to second last time he was up, will swing and miss on the curveball. I think swung a little late on it for strike 1. So barring the double play, we will see Dylan Beavers, who singled last time he was up. As Basayo will knock this fastball foul over into left, or the left direction, left field direction. Yeah, I think, let's see. Let me actually check, Kevin, to see. So I think the Red Sox are playing the Mets now or something like that. And Basayo's going to take inside on the slider for ball one. Yeah, Red Sox are playing the Mets, though that game is in a rain delay at the moment. Actually, no, it started now. It wasn't a rain delay. It's now back. Yeah, Red Sox did sweep the White Sox. Basayo's going to take outside on changeup for ball two. Yeah, Red Sox swept the Angels and then the White Sox. So they won their last 6 in a row. And now they have 2 on, 1 out against the Mets at the moment in the top of the first. Though they did lose 2 or 3 against the Nats, but they did also sweep the Yankees in 4 at the end of June. Basayo taps that changeup foul, so we go again. That Yankee series for the Red Sox was very fun to watch. Watching the Yankees go down 4 in a row. But I mean, they still have good players. Their rotation's actually, I think, one of the best in baseball for the Red Sox. I know their bullpen's been really bad. But like Sonny Gray's like 10-1 on the season. He's been pitching really good. Connolly Early and Peyton Tolley are both pretty good. And this is with Garrett Crochet still injured and Cutter Crawford like non-existent because of injury as well. So 2-2 again for Basayo against Avila. He will chop this one, basically a swinging bunt. Avila fields it and will throw out Basayo out at first. So it's a productive out since it gets Alonso over to second base, but it is an out nonetheless. So it's a runner in scoring position for the Orioles, but 2 outs now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It still took a while for the Red Sox to get on. I don't know why they were so bad to start out the season. Like their offense was just atrocious early on. But they've been getting better. Wilson Contreras is really good. He's all-star. Cedon Rafaela is also an all-star. He just got named. Willie Abreu's been pretty good as well. I think they were just really underachieving early on. So hopefully the O's can have a similar turnaround, though maybe they don't need to fire everyone. Beavers takes ball one as well on the slider inside. Yeah, I forget where Sonny Gray pitched last year, but he's been really good for them so far for the Red Sox. Beavers will line this one over to Salvador Perez at first base. Will get Beavers out at first as well, so Orioles strand a runner. They've stranded 4 in the game so far, but still lead 2-0. Probably would have been a double play had Taylor Ward not been caught stealing, so don't think the caught stealing did much harm in the end for the Orioles. Probably going to get not get anything in that inning nonetheless, but maybe, who knows? Maybe the pitch selection is different. Maybe the hitting approach is different. You never know. Still unfortunate nonetheless, but pitch count is high. I think it's over 60 now for Luinder Avila through 3 innings. I also just realized box score has been very much delayed. Did not want to show up at all for that 3rd inning. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. Who knows? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go look up Sonny Gray because I feel like he might have pitched for like... I always think he pitched for the Nationals, but I feel like I'm thinking of someone else as well. Sonny Gray. He pitched for the Cardinals last year. So it was Athletics 2013 to 2017, Yankees 2017, 2018, Reds 2019 to 2021, Twins 2022, 2023, Cardinals 24 to 25, and then Red Sox this season. Went to Vanderbilt College. Was 18th overall pick in the 2011 MLB draft, so he's veteran of the league. Did not stay long in the minors then if he was 2011 draftee and debuted in 2013. 135 and 103 for his record. Past 2,000 strikeouts as well, so good for him. 36 years old. I do not remember him pitching for the Cardinals at all, but I guess because I don't usually see the Cardinals play too much as a fan of an American League team. So Jack Caglione, who popped out to Pete Alonso in foul territory in the first inning. Swings and misses on a sinker there for strike one. But having a very good stretch over these past few weeks is Caglione. Will knock this one high in the air. Pretty deep, but maybe deep enough. Actually, it will. Wow. That is a home run for Jack Caglione to the flag court. Dylan Beavers looked like he had a track on initially, but then it just kept carrying. And as he's been doing a lot as of late, Jack Caglione goes deep. We'll be seeing that in the home run derby. 368 is the projected distance, 99.5 off the bat. So leadoff home run for Jack Caglione cuts the lead in half for the Orioles. Splitter that just hangs up a little bit, and Caglione pops it up into the moon. Well, more the setting sun, I'd say. There is a sinker for ball one to Lane Thomas, but the first batter who is not retired, or first leadoff batter not retired by Brandon Young, is a home run as well, so unfortunate there. Lane Thomas will foul this sinker up and away for strike one. But Thomas struck out with Bobby Witt Jr. on second base in the first inning. Caglione hit 309, 1,036 OPS in the month of June. Thomas takes just upstairs on a changeup, I think. Slider, actually, never mind. For ball two. But really good month of June there for Jack Caglione. 9 home runs in that month as well. Slider drops right in the middle of the zone for strike two. 9 home runs, 19 RBIs, 10 walks. Only 3 doubles for Caglione, but 29 total hits. Pretty good overall that month. 2-2 to Lane Thomas. It's going to be a strikeout no matter what. Slider in the zone, but Thomas also kind of check swing went around. So no matter what, that was a strikeout. But it's a swinging strike nonetheless. They appealed to first base because I think might have thought the ball was a little low, but it was no matter what a strikeout there. So Lane Thomas 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on the night now. Brings up Michael Massey, who grounded out to Jackson Holiday his first time up at second base. So grounded to his counterpart there. Takes strike one on a fastball at the top of the zone. Yeah, didn't look, I agree, Kevin, it didn't look like it was going out, but I think that's just kind of Jack Caglione's power. Just kind of does that. Next pitch is another fastball in the zone for strike two. Brandon Young pitching well after that leadoff home run here in the top of the fourth. The lone run for that Young has given up so far. 4th hit as well. 14 balls to 32 strikes at the moment. That one is ball number 15 on a fastball just outside. 1-2 is the count now. So run support per 9, Orioles starters. Brandon Young with 6.63 runs per 9. Rest of the rotation, 4.08. So Young's had a lot of run support with him. Throws a fastball upstairs for ball 2. Part of the reason why I think the Orioles are 12-3 in Brandon Young starts. It's like the opposite of Shane Baz. Baz like never gets any run support. I don't know why. But Young probably looking for some more run support. Here's he skips a splitter in the dirt for ball 3. He walks off the mound, I think, to reset himself after going from 0-2 to 3-2. Will be pitch number 50 coming up for Brandon Young as well. Didn't have the sharpest start against Cincinnati last week. I think it was on July 4th. But the O still won that one. And there is 4 straight balls from Brandon Young. That fastball well high. So that is the first walk for Brandon Young issued. So good for 2 first pitches and then 4 not so good pitches after that. Gives the Royals a 1-out base runner. Brings up Salvador Perez, who singled over to the left side his first time up. Was eventually stranded at second base. Will pop this one in the air on the first pitch fastball. Basically right up in the short infield. Pete Alonso calling for it. He makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Brandon Young there on Perez for out number 2. Certainly will take that. So I think that's, no matter what, I think that's infield fly rule, but certainly helps to get the out nonetheless. Josh Rojas now at bat had the infield single, courtesy of the Gunnar Henderson misplayed transfer that was, in the end, didn't matter too much because Nick Lofton after that grounded into a double play. Rojas takes ball 1 on a curveball. On pitch 52 from Brandon Young. This raises his batting average up to 185 now. Again, this is just his 14th career game this season. So I guess just 14th game of the season for Josh Rojas. Will knocks one high in the air, pretty deep to left field, and this will be off the wall. Ward bobbles it slightly, and this will be an RBI double for Josh Rojas. Tie game. That one's certainly not an infield single. So Rojas halfway to the cycle now. We are all new. Second double of season for Josh Rojas. I think mostly playing because of the injury to Michael Garcia. Fastball that was up and away, but Rojas just covers it enough, gets under it a little bit, and elevates it. Ward kind of has to play it on the bare hand hop, and throw probably would not have been able to get back in time anyway. But Massey scores standing, so the walk does hurt Brandon Young in the end. Nick Lofton will take strike 1 on the slider. So not a sharp inning here from Young at all. Started with that leadoff homer. Cruised a little bit, then had those 4 pitches sprayed around to Michael Massey for the walk. Swing and a miss on the slider for strike 2 to Nick Lofton, the DH tonight. But the Royals offense, which has not been great this season, though, again, had a couple really good days a few days ago. 15 runs against Philly, 16 against the Mets in back-to-back games. Though they did lose that series to New York eventually, as Lofton's going to knock this one high in the air, but not nearly deep enough this time. Ward does not have to make too much of an effort on the fly out to left, so the Royals tie it up. We are all new again. They do strand one runner in scoring position, though. That is the silver lining there. But Josh Rojas, the Oriole killer tonight, apparently. He's 2 for 2. To start the bottom of the 4th inning, it will be Colton Cowser, who struck out looking on a changeup. Blaze Alexander, who had a single, and then Jackson Holliday, who also singled. Yeah. It's honestly, both these teams, I think, will struggle with shutdown innings, given the state of how they've been playing so far, but offense does need to get some back. Luckily, it was the guys who scored the 2 runs was around the bottom of the order, so see if they can do that again here, help out their pitcher in Brandon Young. All right, let me check how my fantasy team's doing. I do kind of need Brandon Young to pitch well because I did pick him up. And he's 6 points. Sandy Alcantara's got 10. Somebody's got 10 points by giving up 2 runs. I guess he must have more strikeouts. Like half my team is not playing because of a delay right now. Actually, it's more than half my team just isn't playing yet because of the time. I have a lot of guys playing on the West Coast. Oh, hey, Munetaka Murakami's back. I didn't realize that. Let's go. Who do I drop? That's the question. It might be Dalen Lyle. I think I might go. I think I'll drop him. He's been good, but yeah, I think so. Or do I drop Casey Schmidt? But he's been pretty good as well. I don't know. And he's so versatile. I don't know. Strike 1 to Colton Cowser on the curveball. Now that we're back to the bottom of the 4th. Again, Cowser struck out looking his first time up. We'll pop this one foul, showing the hot dog race standings. Ketchup at 19, Relish and Mustard both at 16 wins. Mustard had that early losing streak. Took him a while to find his first win. But 67 pitches now for Luinder Avila through 3 innings plus. Cows on the 0-2 will knock this one over into pretty deep left field, but not quite deep enough in the wrong part of the ballpark for a deep fly out to the left fielder Isaac Collins for out number 1. Probably would have been a warning track flyout with the old wall, I think, just from the look of it, but not quite sure there. Cowser probably did not want to go opposite field there. He's over 2. Alexander, who singled last time, was up over in the second inning, then was eventually driven home for the game's first run, is up to bat here. He's, again, just doing what he usually does and hitting well. Takes an inside pitch for strike 1 on the fastball. So a wide strike zone tonight for the home plate umpire, at least against the Orioles. Alexander, though, knocks one high in the air, deep left field. That one is gone. The Orioles have the lead once more over the splash zone. Home run number 4 for Blaze Alexander. That one got out in a hurry. My goodness. Crushed that one, did Blaze. 436 from the guy more known for his contact hitting than his power there, but just destroyed that one. I think that was a hanging curveball. Orioles have the lead once more on the home run. Blaze is all smiles, as he should be. He should be an all-star with how he's been playing. Jackson Holliday takes low on the fastball for ball 1. Again, guy you're not expecting to hit it deep all that often, at least with how he's been playing this season, just destroyed that one. Holliday takes low on the sinker for ball 2 now. So the shutdown inning is not to be for Luinder Avila, as I kind of predicted. Holliday on the 2-0 will take all the way on the sinker. Good pitch anyway for strike 1. I hear some dog barking. I don't know if it's one of the ones in my house or one at a nearby house. Holliday on the 2-1 will knock this one over to Salvador Perez at first. He tosses it over to Avila, who covers and makes the out. The Holliday 1 for 2. That was actually, I think it was a slider that hangs up a little bit, and Alexander just destroys that ball. And that was multiple set rows up into the bird bath, or the splash zone, actually. Brings up Gunnar Henderson, who's 1 for 2, had an RBI single last time he was up. See if he can ride that momentum here, even with nobody on. Pitch number 75 from Avila is going to be knocked high in the air, pretty deep, and pretty not gone. Jack Caglione gets him out on the warning track. Henderson just a little bit too underneath it. So almost greatness there from Gunnar Henderson. Almost had another fly court shot, just a little bit too underneath it. Orioles go down quickly in the inning, but they retake the lead on the Blaze Alexander solo shot. Just missed that one to Gunnar Henderson. Just barely. I don't know if any of you guys follow the Marvel Rivals fandom, but the Zaza Stack, who was the Black Widow player in that whole Kingsman drama thing that happened back in the start of the month, is tweeting about the Black Widow rework and complaining about it, and everyone is just giving her the vibes comments, and it's so funny. But Henderson's definitely due soon. We'll see what happens. But hey, the O's are back in front again. Let's see, what else? What else have I missed? Red Sox already lead against the Mets as well. So Red Sox are rocking and rolling there. Was it really June 19th was the last home run? Jeez. I know he's been slumping, but I didn't realize it was that bad. He almost had one there. So Brandon Young on the first pitch to Isaac Collins has that one knocked foul on the fastball. So the sun is setting over in Baltimore. Orioles lead at 3-2 at the moment. I'm talking about Blaze actually preferring to stay down low in the lineup, despite everyone wanting him to move up. Splitter outside for ball one. But I mean, hey, if you can have a guy hitting 309 as your 8-hitter, that's not too bad. 1-1 to Collins is taken for strike 2 on a looping splitter there. Pitch number 60 coming up for Brandon Young after running into some heavy traffic or not necessarily traffic, more so just some trouble in the 4th inning. Collins will line this one over sharply into right field. That will be off the wall. This should be a double for Isaac Collins. Throw into second base is not in time. Good attempt, but I think he's going to be safe no matter what. Safe is the call. I don't think the Orioles were challenged. It looked like he was safe. So back-to-back innings for the Royals with a leadoff man on. Oh, we will get a challenge, though. We'll see. Did he overslide? Oh, actually, he might have overslid the bag. I think Isaac Collins, he gets his hands on, then he goes off. His chest is up over it a little bit, doesn't get the leg on. Henderson maintains the tag. I think this might be overturned to an out. Because the tag, he's on base when the tag is applied, but then he comes off the base and is not back on time. I think this is going to get overturned to an out. This might be a very good challenge from the Orioles here. But replay review is always a little finicky. But it looks like Collins is pretty definitively out on the still shot they're showing right now. So I think this is going to be overturned. I think Brandon Young is going to get a little bit of a bailout from his defense here. So it's because the slide was in there. But this will be overturned to an out. The slide was a little bit too much, and Henderson with a great job to maintain the tag. So we get out number 1 on the single, then caught at second base, or thrown out at second base. So a great throw from Dylan Beavers as well from right. And Young gets out of the jam without having to throw another pitch. The outfield assist for Dylan Beavers brings up Danny Jansen. I almost said Kenley Jansen, and that is a very different person. Be very funny if Kenley Jansen was the leadoff hitter for the Royals. Long-time relief pitcher over on the Tigers, as Jansen will sky this one in the air on the fastball on the 1-0 count to Colton Cowser in center field, who barely has to move for a much easier out number 2. Yeah, I mean, hey, to be fair, Kenley Jansen is in the AL Central. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm completely blanking and thinking of someone else, but he's on the Tigers. Yeah, he's the closer that was on the Dodgers for forever. But now it's Bobby Witt Jr., who struck out last time he was up, takes a slider just outside for ball 1. Royals have been getting those calls, but the Orioles are not. So nobody on, 2 out here for Bobby Witt Jr., who's going to knock this one curveball up in the air behind home plate. Adley Rutschman will make the out. So after the outfield assist, a very quick top of the 5th inning for Brandon Young. Scoreless as well, so a nice shutdown inning there. Gives up the hit, but the outfield assist gives him scoreless 1-2-3 inning. We did beat Jansen. I think I want to say, yeah, Kowser's walk-off home run against Detroit was off of Kenley Jansen because he hung a splitter, I think. Or I think it was a sinker actually. He hung a sinker to Kowser right in the middle of the zone. And that was when Kowser in the first game of that doubleheader just destroyed that to center field for the win. But Jansen's been okay for Detroit. It's not been great, but not been horrible for them this season. I don't know if he's still on the injured list, but I know he's been injured this season. Let me check. Is he? It doesn't say it there. It's whatever. The Tigers are not playing the Orioles right now. I feel like I don't know if there was a tie. I think there was a Tigers Orioles game I streamed. I think that was one on like Apple TV at Camden, I want to say. But Tigers have been playing actually a lot better as of late. They had a really good month of June. They hit a shit ton of home runs. Like them and Minnesota both hit like 40 plus home runs in the month of June alone. It was kind of crazy. Let's see. Tigers, am I facing? Yeah, McGonigal. They're playing the Phillies. They're tied 2-2. Bottom 6. Kevin McGonigal hit a home run. I unfortunately have to face Kevin McGonigal, and he's been really, really good this season. I think probably the front runner for AL Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Cam Schledler is in that category as well, actually. But McGonigal has been really good. This is for sure his rookie season. First pitch is a ball to who's actually up to bat? Adley Rutschman. That's who it is. 0 for 1 with a walk for Adley. Takes a down low on the sinker for ball 2. Grounded out to someone, I believe. Might have been first base. Last time he was up, walked in the first inning. Adley on the 2-0 will check his swing on the curveball. He works himself to a 3-0 count, so I will be shocked. Shocked, I tell you, if Adley swings here on the 3-0. I will be absolutely flabbergasted if Adley swings here. He, in fact, does not, and that is a sinker that just clips the bottom right corner of the zone for strike 1. Just barely. But still a very favorable count for the Orioles catcher, the lone all-star for the Orioles. Adley knocks one sharply off of the glove of Salvador Perez. It's going to get under the glove of Michael Massey. So it is an infield single-ish for Adley Rutschman. It is a single. And Perez playing first base tonight has that knock off his glove. Just absolutely scorched off the bat of Adley Rutschman. And let's see, it was actually kind of off his forearm. That probably got to sting a little bit. Perez kind of overruns it a little bit. And Michael Massey not able to field it. So Adley reaches first base. Ball 1 to Taylor Ward, who's 1 for 2. Yeah, Adley, deservedly is an all-star. It's been much better just getting on base this season instead of trying to uppercut his swing like he was last year. Ward takes ball 2 on the sinker. Singled last time he was up. As a left-handed batter, last year was hitting 204 with a 659 OPS, now hitting 262 with an 806 OPS this season. So from the left side, it's been much better. This ball skips around Carter Jensen, basically at home plate. Adley Rutschman, I think, did not want to chance it. It's still a ball in the dirt, 3-0 count for Taylor Ward. Adley Rutschman did not choose to advance to second base there, though another ball here would get him to second base nonetheless. 83 pitches now for Luinder Avila. He's given up 3 runs on the game so far. Throws strike 1 to Taylor Ward on the sinker. No swing. So my guess is Ward is going to either swing and miss or take a strike here, find himself in a 3-2 count. No, it's going to be a little inside. So Ward, for the first time tonight, does not see a full count, but he does walk for the first time tonight. So 2 on, nobody out for the Orioles. Definitely could use something here to, like, definitely can use at least 1 run. Well, really need at least 1 run here with this situation. Alonso, who walked last time he was up, he's 0 for 1, though. So walk and a strikeout for Pete Alonso. Carter Jensen. Interesting, because there's a Carter Jensen, a Danny Jensen. I might have said Danny Jensen earlier. And I think Danny Jensen's also a catcher. And then there's also a Kenley Jansen. Or Jensen. Most walks pre-All-Star break since 1954. I think just for the Orioles. Taylor Ward at 72 now. Leads the Orioles, period. Past Ken Singleton in 1975 at 70. But this is third walk of the night for the Orioles. So Avila, the converted starter here, will have Alonso check, swing, foul the sinker for strike 1. Started out the season as a reliever, but with the injuries to the Royals starting rotation, he has become a starter as of late. Threw 10 pitches last inning after throwing 20 pitches at a minimum the first 3 innings. Has thrown 11 now in this inning. Yeah, still, obviously, Ward is great at seeing pitches. The power, I think we all want to see a bit more. Still have not seen a home run at home for Taylor Ward as Alonso swings through a sinker there for strike 2. He's in an 0-2 hole. Barring a triple play, Samuel Basayo will be up to bat next. Let's hope we get something through the gapper, so to speak, for Pete Alonso. Give him another RBI. That would be nice. So Pete Alonso on the 0-2 will foul this one away on the sinker. Gets a piece of Carter Jensen. He's kind of clutching himself there. But Jensen, I think, just kind of shaking it off. Usual bumps and bruises for a catcher there. Still 0-2 is the count. My guess is this will be the last inning for Luinder Avila, no matter what. But a good swing here from Pete Alonso could really put an end to his day. Trying to will it into existence. Takes slider there for ball 1 inside. Rutschman retreats back to second. Wisely does not want to steal there. Adley's not exactly the fastest guy in the world. And Ward's also already been caught stealing in this game, so I doubt we'll see him attempt to steal again. 1-2 to Pete Alonso is up high with a fastball for ball 2. So Pete has worked himself back into the count. 90 pitches now for Avila. Cruz warming in the bullpen for Kansas City. The Orioles' RBI leader in Pete Alonso. On the 2-2, will swing and miss on the sinker for strike 3. A couple of those sinkers inside at the knees. Been pretty good. Ties Pete up there. So his RBI count will remain at 62 for the moment. Let's see. That is Steven Cruz for the Royals. So strikeout number 3 for Luinder Avila. 2 of them have been on Alonso. Basayo takes a changeup for ball 1. Basayo currently 0 for 2 on the day. Both of them been ground outs to the pull side. Looking for his first hit tonight. Will ground this one kind of off of the foot of Luinder Avila. He spins, throws more lobs over to first base, so it is a productive out for Basayo, but another ground out. Probably, and depending on if it had gotten through, might have been a double play had Avila not knocked it down. Let's see. I'm curious where this would have ended up. And that's unfortunate because I think that ball might have gotten through had Avila not knocked it down. So unfortunate there for Basayo. Orioles second and third now, but 2 outs for Dylan Beavers, who's 1 for 2. This would be very helpful for Avila if he can get out of the inning with no runs given up after the back-to-back walks, or the single on the walk. Beavers, who singled in the second inning with runners in scoring position here. will swing and miss on the changeup for strike one. But approaching 100 pitches is Luinder Avila. As I heard, that's how his name should be pronounced, not Avila. Avila. But Beavers, who has been injured a lot this season, will knocks one over to Michael Massey at second. He will throw Beavers out by a step at first. So Orioles get 2 on, nobody out, and strand both, unfortunately, with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. So wasted opportunity there for Baltimore. Avila gets out of the jam. Orioles still hold the lead, but that is a missed opportunity, which has been kind of a theme this season for the Orioles, is giving up a lot of those opportunities with runners in scoring position. Has been a lot of ground balls, not too many in the air so far tonight from the Orioles offense. I mean, you got a guy who's throwing a lot of changeups and sinkers, and then curveball, slider. Everything's breaking down, kind of. Usually tends to be more ground ball, I think. I mean, sliders and curveballs you can definitely knock in the air, but it's a lot of stuff that has a lot more aggressive down-breaking movement that from someone who only played up to from someone who only played up to the pitching machines in Little League. I obviously know exactly how that works for how to hit baseballs and stuff. But yeah, that's unfortunate for the Orioles. Will be Jack Caglione, who homered last time he was up, Lane Thomas, Michael Massey. So the guys who did the damage against Brandon Young back in the 4th inning will be up to bat here. Let's see. The Yankees-Nats game is still delayed. I would like to watch the Yankees lose. That would be very nice, but still TBD. So we will have top of the 6th, so halfway through the game already. Caglione, who's 1 for 2. Thomas 0 for 2. Massey 1 for 1 with a walk. Thomas has struck out twice so far on the game. Caglione on the first pitch lines it over into right field for a base hit. He's 2 for 3. So hits it into the gap there for a leadoff single to start the 6th inning. So Brandon Young retires the leadoff batter in the first 3 innings, then allows a leadoff hit in the next 3. 65 pitches for Brandon Young after a very quick 5th inning, including an outfield assist from Dylan Beavers. Lane Thomas, who has struck out both times he's been up so far, up to bat here, will knock the first pitch over to Blaze Alexander at third. This is a 1-pitch double play. So it has now been 2 pitches, 2 outs for Brandon Young here in the start of the 6th inning. Just a absolute laser over to Blaze Alexander at third, who fields it cleanly and turns the double play. So 5-4-3 there. Great pick by Alexander. Located perfectly. And both guys out by multiple steps. So the base runner is erased. 2 outs on the board now for Brandon Young. Michael Massey takes outside. I guess that was called a strike. Sure. All right. On the fastball. Unless I missed a swing, but I don't think I did. Strike 1. Massey walked in the 4th inning, then was eventually driven home by Josh Lopez. Fouls away a fastball 0-2. Was in an 0-2 count last time, then took 4 straight pitches that were outside. But 69th pitch coming up for Brandon Young here in the top of the 6th inning. Will be a little bit outside with the splitter for ball 1. So we don't have a repeat of what happened last time. Brandon, let's not do that. Don't need to walk Michael Massey. Just you don't need to do that. And Massey's going to foul this fastball off. Was a little off the plate. Swings at it anyway. Makes contact. We still go 1-2. Well, we'll see. I'm curious to see how the bullpen's going to shake up for the Orioles tonight. I feel like it's been taxed a little bit after that Cubs series, and there's a Foul tip, just not able to be hung on by Adley Rutschman. So we go again. Showing, I think, Tyler Wells in the bullpen, who pitched 2 days in a row. Fastball tipped up in the top of the glove of Adley, but he just wasn't quite able to hang on to it, unfortunately. So pitch number 72 coming up. Young looking to get out of the inning here. He will. Goes back to the elevated fastball. Massey swings again. And there's a strikeout for Brandon Young. Strikeout number 5 on the night for Young. We remain 3-2 after a very quick 6th inning, including a double play. Both teams with 7 hits. Orioles have stranded 6. Royals stranded 3. Orioles lead it 3-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. It will be Colton Cowser, Blaze Alexander, and Jackson Holiday, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, up to bat. I'm actually going to go get some more water. I will be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. Tried to spin my chair around to get back in it, and then I bumped the microphone and almost fell over. That would have been bad. I'm back now. I'm not sure who he exactly are talking about, Kevin. I'm going to assume Blaze Alexander, and you would be right on that, but I don't know if you're also talking about Brandon Young, but he's also been great too. For as disappointing of a season the Orioles have had so far, there's been definitely some bright spots, mainly in Brandon Young and Blaze Alexander. Those have probably been the top 2 at the moment. But I think the bad weather is going to hold off for tonight. Yeah, Brandon Young, I mean, he did not have a good season last year at all. And this season has been a complete turnaround for Brandon Young. It's been so much better. Steven Cruz up to pitch, 27 games pitched. Throws first pitch to Colton Cowser, who fouls it away. Strike 1. Let me bring up all of his stats and stuff. Hard throwing righty. Four-seamer, cutter, slider, sweeper. Four-seamer averages around 98, 99. Cowser over 2 strikeout and a flyout. Flied out to left, pretty deep left last time he was up. Cowser takes a cutter inside for ball 1, 96 mile per hour cutter as well. So 1-1 is taken at a 100 mile per hour fastball at the bottom left corner for strike 2. So Luinder Avila exits. Steven Cruz enters. 12 strikeouts per 9. Pretty good there. And we'll get another one here. Cowser chases a fastball well upstairs. So he's 0 for 3. 1.43 whip for Cruz. Now 40 strikeouts on the season, including that one for Cowser. 16 walks. He's given up 9 home runs, 17 earned runs, 26 hits through 29.1 innings pitched, now 29.2 innings pitched. Blaze Alexander up to bat. He is 2 for 2. Takes a ball in the zone. The strike, it was a pitch at the bottom left corner of the zone. Perfect pitch, but it was called ball 1. Sure, Alexander will take it. We'll swing under a fastball there for strike 1 at 100. Cruz is looking dominant so far. Error, YouTube is not responding. Why is YouTube not responding? What's going on? We good, YouTube? I think it's just being angry with me for some reason. Alexander will foul this fastball away for strike 2. It's just saying like the quality is low. I don't know why. I'm basically streaming a still image. You do, YouTube. I got nothing. But Alexander homered last time he was up to give the Orioles a lead. We'll foul this fastball away to remain at 1-2. But knocked a hanging slider out of the park. Pretty much. Knocked at 436. That's for sure. But squares to bat against the big power throwing righty. Will ground this one over to Michael Massey at second. He fields it cleanly, throws over to first to retire Blaze Alexander for the first time tonight. Cruises 2 up, 2 down through 9 pitches. Jackson Holliday up to bat. He is 1 for 2. I had something in my mind that I was going to say like a minute or two ago, and then I forgot it, and I don't know what it was. And I feel like it was going to be good, but I don't know. Anyway. The tarps off section is starting again over in Camden. Holliday swings and misses on a fastball for strike 1. Holliday swings and misses. Basically, same exact thing on a fastball right in the middle. 0-2. So Holliday has not been able to solve the big righty at the moment. Will take upstairs on the 100 fastball, ball 1. So it was wise there. But Cruz has breezed through the Orioles so far through 12 pitches. Holliday will kind of half swing this one. Salvador Perez will collect it and get Holliday up by a couple steps on the kind of grounder softly over to first. So 1-2-3 inning for Steven Cruz. We go on to the 7th. Will be the top of the order for the Orioles up to bat in the bottom of the 7th. In the meantime, it will be Michael Massey, Salvador Perez, Josh Rojas up to bat in the top of the 7th. So the 2 guys who are involved in pair of those groundouts in Perez and Massey up to bat. And, oh yeah, that's what it was. It was going to be the final line for Luinder Avila. Or I think it's Luinder. But Avila's final line is 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs given up, all earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. So not the worst outing in the world, given that he throws nearly 100 pitches. Leaves, I think, 6 stranded as well. So could have been worse. Orioles really should have gotten something there at the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 out, nobody on. Or sorry, 2 on, nobody out. The other way around. But they do not. So it is still just a 1-run lead at the moment. Brandon Young going to pitch, I assume at least start pitching in the 7th. His pitch count's pretty low. The honestly, last 2 innings have been pretty. Both 5th and the 6th innings were pretty short for Brandon. Go check the scoreboard as well. This game's going by pretty quick. Yeah, Red Sox up 2-0. They scored in the 1st inning, I believe. Yeah, it was a Masataka Yoshida 2-run double. Tigers up 7-2 now over the Phillies. Wow, that game was tied 2-2. And then they scored 5 in the 6th inning alone. My goodness. Yeah, so then that's Yankees Nationals still delayed. Reds and Cubs. That's over in Washington as well, huh? Did not realize there was bad weather over in DC. The Reds up 1-0 over the Cubs. Guardians up 3-1 over the Marlins. Marlins are the best team of anyone in June. Strike 1 on the slider to Salvador Perez. Oh, I was off by a batter as well. So it's Perez, Rojas, and Lofton. Not Massey, Perez, Rojas. But anyway, Rays up 4-2 over the Mariners. Next pitch is going to be fouled away on the fastball. A's, White Sox tied scoreless. Rangers up 2-0 over the Astros. Twins up 1-0 over the Angels. Braves, Cardinals scoreless as well. 75th pitch coming up from Brandon Young here. 51 balls, 23 strikes through 74 pitches. This one is going to be grounded over to Jackson Holliday at second. He will throw Salvador Perez out at first for out number 1. So Brandon Young, first time since the third, retired leadoff batter. So Perez is 1 for 3. Rojas, who is 2 for 2, is up to bat now. Raised the batting average from like 156 to I think 214 now because of the limited plate appearances he's had so far this season. But he's made the most of it so far tonight, and he might do it again here. Lines it over to pretty deep center, but not quite deep enough this time. Not quite enough to get the homer there or a hit. Colton Cowser gets him out, so 1 pitch, 1 out for Brandon Young. He's gotten through 6 2/3 now on 76 pitches. Rojas retired for the first time. Nick Lofton up to bat now. He's over 2. Rico Garcia prepares to warm in the bullpen for the Orioles. But Brandon Young is still cruising at the moment. After that rocky 4th inning, Nick Lofton on the first pitch lines it over to Blaze Alexander at third. He will throw out Lawson at first. So that is a 4-pitch 7th inning for Brandon Young. He's still under 80 pitches. He still has the lead. Orioles quickly will go back up to bat after the Royals go down in order 1, 2, 3. A great bit of work there from Brandon Young. Good defense as well from the Orioles. They still maintain the lead going into the stretch. Now we're getting the Austin Powers commercial with I think it's Verizon. I don't know, but I think they got like most of the actors back. Like I'm pretty sure that's Mike Myers, but it's not Robert Wagner as number 2. It's actually Rob Lowe as number 2, which is pretty funny. But I doubt we'll see an Austin Powers movie anytime soon. But cool to see it, like Mike Myers still doing stuff. I guess he is doing Shrek 5. Now that I think about it, or 6 or whatever the new Shrek movie that's coming out soon. I still need to see at least The Spy Who Shagged Me, because I've seen the first one of the Austin Powers movies. I'm not seeing the other 2. I know Goldmember is like not super well received, but I don't know. Still need to finish all the James Bond movies as well. I'm missing a couple. But yeah. Let's see. I'll check that later. Yeah. It's like I exhausted my little scoreboard thing, so it's like that's my usual in between innings, and now it's like the top of the 7th was so quick that I'm like, what do I do? it was so fast. I've exhausted my talking points. This is it's baseball is always so interesting because like there's so much dead time to fill, and it's tough when you're just doing it on your own. Like it's definitely easier for Kevin Brown and Ben McDonald because also they actually do that for a living and they prepare stuff. Like they prepare a ton of notes so they don't have to scramble to fill dead air time. That's just a broadcasting thing that I've found out as I've like talked to people in the business. Henderson takes strike 1 from it's Dustin Lynch, I think. It's something Lynch the 4th. Swings through a slider there for strike 2. Daniel Lynch 4th. Never mind. I knew it was a D name and it was not David, because David Lynch is I think a director. But the lefty Daniel Lynch, I'll get there eventually. Daniel Lynch the 4th, who's been pretty good this season for Kansas City, actually. Probably their best overall reliever. Throws a fastball up and away for ball 1. 38 games pitched, 2.41 ERA, 37 1/3 innings, 0.96 whip. Opponent's hitting 176, and then some extra stuff. Henderson swings and misses, strike 3 on the slider there. So Henderson 1 for 4, but does have a crucial RBI at the moment. Lynch pitching very well at the moment. Sinker, slider, changeup, four-seamer, curveball. Mostly throws the sinker and slider to lefties. Mostly throws the changeup and four-seamer to righties. Adley now flips back over to the right side. He's currently 1 for 2 with a walk. But Lynch, definitely the best guy out of the bullpen for the Royals this season. Throws a sinker, strike 1 to Adley. Let's see, Lynch is giving up. Does have 1 save, 10 holds as well. Adley's going to ground this one kind of off the foot of Lynch, but it goes back to Michael Massey behind the bag at second, who throws Adley out at first. So the Royals bullpen is currently 5 up, 5 down. Lynch 2-2, 1 save, 10 holds. Coming into this, 24 hits given up, 10 earned runs, 2 home runs, 12 walks to 32 strikeouts, 7.7 strikeouts per 9. Does not have a walks per 9 on here. But Taylor Ward takes strike 1 on a sinker just on the outside part of the zone. Brandon Young talking with, I think, Orioles coaches in the dugout. I assume he's going to go back out to at least start the 8th inning. Don't know if he'll go through the entire thing, but he's obviously had a good past couple of innings. The pitch count is still pretty low. Ward on the 1-1. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Takes down and in on a changeup for ball 2. Rico Garcia had warmed for the Orioles in the bullpen, so we might see him later. 2-1 for Ward at the moment. Takes him down with a changeup for ball 3. He is now, all 4 of his plate appearances have seen 3-ball counts. Again, still looking for his first Camden Yards home run. All 5 of his have been away. He will knock one over into center field, but not very hard, off the end of the bat for out number 3. So Lane Thomas gets Taylor Ward out there. So 3 up, 3 down for Daniel Lynch the 4th, including a strikeout of Gunnar Henderson. Will be Alonzo Basayo and Beavers, 4, 5, 6 to bat for the Orioles in the bottom of the 7th inning. Should be Isaac Collins, Carter Jensen, and Bobby Wood Jr., I believe, up to bat for the Royals. So 9-1-2. Collins 1 for 2. Jensen 0 for 3. Witt 1 for 3. We'll see how much more of a leash Brandon Young has, but he's had some very quick innings last 2 innings. And see if Orioles can maintain their lead. Orioles, this is the last season, or series, sorry, not that season. Last series before the All-Star break, I believe. Should be, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think they have off basically Monday through Thursday. I don't know if any teams are playing on Monday, but this is at least for the Orioles, their last series before the All-Star break. Then next week they play someone. I don't remember actually. Who do they play next week? It's more, who am I streaming next week? Not the UFL. That's not who I want. They play the Astros next week over in Houston. Don't think. Did I stream an Astros game? I don't think I did. Anyway, Brandon Young is, at least for now, back on. Well, he's going to pitch. Don't know if it's going to be the full 8th inning, but he is starting to pitch the 8th inning. Again, only 77 pitches for Brandon Young at the moment. First pitch is a strike on the curveball to Isaac Collins. 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts at the moment for Brandon Young. 55 strikes, 23 balls, 78 pitches. So, that's going to be line foul just barely up the third base line for strike 2. Don't know how much more of a leash Brandon Young has, but I kind of want to see him just go as long as he can. Because again, it's only going to be 80 pitches now. And it's obviously very dependent on if he gives up hits or not, but I want to see him go far. up in the count against Isaac Collins. That is... might have caught the strike zone, called a ball. Did catch the strike zone. So the wide strike zone for Kansas City does not apply to the Orioles tonight. So it is a 1-2 count at the moment. That one is definitely outside on the fastball, ball 2. So Jensen and Witt up to bat after Isaac Collins. Don't really want to put Isaac Collins on. Rico Garcia still warming in the bullpen for the Orioles. And Collins will knock this one foul again. 82 pitches now for Brandon Young. Looking to get the first out of the 8th inning. Mets got one back against the Red Sox. They're in the 4th after the rain delay. White Sox on 1-0 over the Athletics. And Collins fouls that one off again. So we go again at 2-2. Brandon Young is emptying the tank at the moment. Throwing 96 for his fastball. Might be his last batter at this rate. And that one is a splitter up and away. So the count has run full after an 0-2 count to start out. Probably looking more like the last batter now. 7 groundouts, 8 flyouts, 5 strikeouts for Brandon Young so far. And Collins gonna knock this one deep to center field. Cows are at the wall. It's a home run. We're tied again. Young is bent over. That's just very unfortunate. Dead center shot on the line. 415. That's probably going to do it for Brandon Young. Man, he was up 0-2 as well. And he struck him out too, which is the worst part. But the ump doesn't call it, and the Orioles don't challenge it. That's so unfortunate. So Young cannot go 7 1/3 innings, unfortunately. Still a good performance nonetheless, but will not be the pitching, be either the winning or losing pitcher, I believe, because it's a tie game at the moment. Still a great performance. 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs given up, both of them solo shots. So it should be Rico Garcia now up to bat. So it'll be Jensen, Witt, and Caglione, the batters now. Again, no outs here, top of the 8th. That's just a backbreaker right there. Just so unfortunate. The Orioles offense going to have to find at least one more to win it. But both of these home runs look like they weren't going to get out and then just kind of did. All right, let's see if I missed anything on Twitter. I did catch up on the Blaze Alexander home run. I think bullying worked for EA and they actually removed the the crappy stuff from College Football 27, which is good. I think the game's still kind of not great, but they got rid of the pay to win stuff. Yeah. I can't wait for the new Fire Emblem, man. I want it to come out already. So Rico Garcia on the pitch. Carter Jensen fouls the first pitch curveball off for strike 1. Garcia, 42 games and played, 2.75 ERA, 39.1 innings pitched. Whip is .86. Opponent's hitting 156. 9.6 strikeouts per nine, I think 5 walks per nine, I think 6 home runs given up. Home run has killed him a bit as of late. Throws a changeup well upstairs for ball one. Four-seamer, changeup, slider, curveball for Rico Garcia, having a great overall season. Got off to a legendary start. Like, insanely good start, but has had a rough summer. And a 1-1 count against the 0-for-3 hitter, Carter Jensen. Curveball taken for ball two. Garcia is given up, let's see, 4 saves, 12 holds, 5 home runs given up, 13 walks to 42 strikeouts. 2-1 to Jensen is going to be knocked high in the air and foul behind home plate. So 2-2 now is the count. So Orioles looking to keep this game scoreless, or not scoreless, keep this game tied to get to the bottom of the 8th as Jensen fouls away a fastball. We remain 2-2. But the home run from Isaac Collins off of Brandon Young in the top of the 8th has what's tied it back up at 3. So a pair of solo shots have given both teams their third run in the game, coming at very different points. In the bottom of the order as well, pretty much. Blaze Alexander in the 8-hole, Collins in the 9-hole. Jensen will knock this curveball high in the air. Not nearly deep enough as Collins, though. Kowser barely has to move for out number 1. So Jensen now 0-for-4 on the night. Bobby Witt Jr., who is 1-for-3 with a double and a strikeout. Now we'll bat for the first time against Rico Garcia, 4th time in the game. Got there eventually. It's like second guessing myself. 4-seam fastball is inside for ball 1 to Rico, or from Rico to Bobby. But the number 2 overall pick in 2019, standing right in front of the number 1 overall pick in 2019, Witt and Rutschman. Happened plenty of times already this in their careers. Witt fouls that slider away 1-1. Witt is a bona fide superstar. Great defensively, great offensively. The future of the really not the present of the Kansas City Royals. Not exactly the youngest guy anymore. Swings and misses on a fastball there. Up and in, actually. 1-2. So can't really say he's the future anymore because he's been in the league for like 4 to 5 years at this point. And he's already 26. And he's still pretty young, but he's not like, the young up and coming guy anymore. He is the guy who has up and came, if that makes any sense. Looking to help the Royals out here, but in a 1-2 hole. Rico Garcia shakes off a couple pitches, now finds his one, delivers, and strike 3, looking on the curveball at the top of the zone. Sharp curveball there. Not a ton of break on it. Witt was probably looking for something else. 2 up, 2 down for Rico. Second strikeout of the night for Bobby Witt Jr. as well. Curveball just drops right in the top of the zone. Witt, no swing. So Jack Caglione, who does have a home run in this game, is up to bat now. He's 2-for-3 on the day, or night. Takes a curveball well in and down for ball 1. But fouled out first time he was up, then homered and singled were his 3 at-bats. So he's heating up as the game goes on. Will foul this one away on the 4-seamer for strike 1. But deliver the Royals their first run against Brandon Young. It's now looking to try and give the Orioles a lead with the Royals with a lead. Sorry. Give the Royals a lead with a homer. Let's hope the Orioles do not have that happen. Matt Stram, I believe his first name's Matt, warming the bullpen for the Royals. Fastball in the dirt for ball 2. I was about to say Hank Stram, but he was a coach for the Kansas City Chiefs back in the 60s. Very different Stram. Though in Kansas City, ironically enough. Yeah, Matt Stram is warming in the bullpen. Royals bullpen has been excellent through 2 innings. Perfect, actually. 6 up, 6 down. 2-1 here from Garcia to Caglione is curveball right at the top of the zone, but called ball 3. Could have been challenged. Again, the early challenge loss from Adley Rutschman really hurts the Orioles because probably could have challenged the strike 3 pitch on Isaac Collins earlier in this inning, among others. And swing and a miss on the changeup was in the zone nonetheless. Count runs full on Jack Caglione, batting on the left side. So Lane Thomas on deck. He's 0 for 3 currently. Pair of strikeouts and grounded into a double play. Let's hope we see him in the 9th, not the 8th. See if Rico can get Caglione out right now. On the full count pitch, Garcia to Caglione is going to be grounded softly over to Blaze Alexander, playing more in the shortstop position, but he will throw out Jack Caglione nonetheless. So Rico tosses a 1-2-3. It's more of a scoreless top of the 8th inning after Brandon Young gives up the home run to Isaac Collins. So we're all tied again. The Orioles have a chance to get the lead once more with Alonso, Basayo, and Beavers. It should be, I assume, against Matt Stram, given he was warming the bullpen. Definitely be good to get Daniel Lynch out of there because he's really good. So Stram not as good. At least the sliders, the on baseball savant. But Stram is a lefty, so I guess you throw it against Basayo, Alonso righty, Basayo lefty, Beavers lefty. The bottom of the order, honestly, it's a pretty lefty heavy lineup nonetheless. Henderson, Basayo, Beavers, Cowser, and Holiday all lefties. Alexander, Ward, Alonso righties, and Adley the switch hitter. So maybe we see a pinch hitter, like maybe you see Tyler O'Neill pinch hit for Dylan Beavers. That could be something. Maybe Basayo as well in the DH spot. You don't know. We'll see what happens. Should be Tyler O'Neill, Jeremiah Jackson on the bench, as well as who else would be on the bench for the Orioles, actually? Kobe Mayo and Leody Taveras. That's who it is, yeah. So maybe you see if they do go Matt Stram here and the lefty reliever, maybe they pinch hit both Basayo and Beavers, throw in the righties in Mayo and O'Neill, since Mayo is really good against lefties, and O'Neill has been actually pretty hot as of late. The homers have been flying for Tyler O'Neill over the past couple days. But I can see them pinch hitting for Basayo here because he's 0 for 3 on the night. But this is also if Matt Stram comes in as the lefty reliever. For now, though, it is Pete Alonso. Looking to drive in the Orioles' 4th run, or at least get on base. Matt Stram is, in fact, up to pitch. 33 innings pitched, 5.4 ERA. 30 innings pitched, 1.33 whip. Opponents hitting 239. 6.6 strikeouts per 9. The walks per 9 went away. Before I could see it, Alonso takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Four-seamer, slider, sinker, changeup, cutter for Stram. Mostly throws the four-seamer and slider to righties. Does throw the changeup and cutter a good bit. Does not throw the sinker at all to righties, really. Only 3% of the time. Alonso takes four-seamer below the zone for ball 2. I guess that first pitch was actually called a strike, even though it was above the zone. Orioles have not been getting a lot of favors with the strike zone tonight whatsoever. Stram has given up 8 home runs on the season, actually. Actually, pretty good sign for the Orioles there. So sinker runs inside for ball 2. It should be ball 3, but ball 2. And there is that sinker that he basically never throws to righties as well, funnily enough. So 2-1 to Alonso is that one does maybe club the zone, is called a strike on the fastball. Alonso 0 for 2, has struck out twice and walked, so has not put a ball in play yet. Basayo is currently on deck, Tyler O'Neill in the hole. So we might not see Kobe Mayo at the moment. Alonso will foul this one away on the four-seamer. So we remain 2-2. So this is the 10th year to the day for Matt Stram in the majors as well. I just heard on the broadcast. Good for him. Hopefully it is not a favorable one though, for our sake. Throws a slider inside for ball 3. Alonso has run the count full. Okay, Samuel Basayo is still on deck, so it looks like he's going to bat against Matt Stram. Alonso will ground this one up the middle for a base hit for Pete Alonso, his first of the night. Orioles get the leadoff man on for the first time since the 5th inning, I think. Yeah, first time since the 5th that they've actually had a guy on base as well. So the winning run pending is currently on first base. Basayo just knocks it right back up the middle. Well done there. Basayo is going to actually bat. I'm a little surprised, given that he's 0 for 3 and going up against a lefty, because I think you want, you want opposite, right? Yeah. So first pitch sinker is low for ball 1, though. Yeah, because Mayo crushes. Yeah, interesting. But Basayo's grounded out to second once and then first twice in this game. Will knock this one high in the air, but not very far into foul territory and out of play. 1-1. Yeah, interesting decision. I mean, I get that Basayo's a good guy you like to have, but I'm surprised they didn't pinch hit Kobe Mayo there, because Tyler O'Neill's currently on deck for Dylan Beavers. And like, given how well Kobe Mayo hits lefties, I'm a little surprised actually. But hey, maybe you just want to give the kid some confidence. 1-1 at the moment for Basayo. He will swing and miss late on the slider there for strike 2. We'll see if Basayo can solve the Royals at the moment. Stram a little bit better against lefties actually than righties. Or actually a little bit better against righties, actually, if I read that correctly. Righties have a lower batting average. So yeah, reverse splits guy is Matt Stram. So maybe that's why you don't pinch hit Kobe Mayo there. Basayo fouled off ball there, so it's still 1-2. But Alonso at first, nobody out at the moment. Basayo in the 1-2 hole again, Matt Stram. He will knock this one high in the air, deep to right field. Does that say fair? I think, yes. Basayo tosses the bat into the bullpen, into the dugout, just destroys that ball over into the flag court. Barely sneaks it fair. We are a 5-3 game. Home run number 15 for Samuel Basayo. 105.9 off the bat, 373. That one got out in a hurry. So the decision to keep Basayo in the game pays off. 2-run home run for Samuel. The question was not of distance, it was of accuracy. And it was just accurate enough for Samuel. He's all smiles. The tarps off section is growing like an infestation, but the best kind of infestation, because it's just really funny up there. And the Orioles have the lead once more. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Probably should have kept Daniel Lynch in there if you're the Royals. But homers off a lefty does Basayo, and gives the Orioles a nice cushion here. Tyler O'Neill, who pinch hits for Dylan Beavers, up to bat, who's been on a tear a bit as of late, actually, is T.O. Will knock the first pitch high in the air. Not quite deep enough, though, this time. So a fly out over to Jack Caglione in right for a T.O. Got under that one a little bit. But Orioles are in good spirits now. That was not even quite sure what that pitch was from Stram. Might have been a slider. Just chucks the bat over into the dugout. Barely sneaks that ball through over into the flag court. Was very close to being a foul ball, but instead it is a 2-run shot to give the Orioles a 2-run lead. Colton Cowser now up to bat. He's 0 for 3. Not a good night for him so far. I believe he's struck out. Yeah, he struck out twice at the moment. And does not hold up on the swing there. Looked like he did, but I guess he doesn't. So 0-1. Albernaz, I think, a little surprised at that call. But I think Basayo is Very happy to get some frustration out on that home run swing. Cowser takes a strike. That one for sure a strike. Sinker right in the middle of the zone. 0-2. But Basayo was 1 for 12 against the Cubs in the series before, so that certainly helps out there. Huge swing for the Orioles. Cowser takes strike 3 on a slider in the zone. So Cowser goes down on 3 straight pitches. Not a good night for him at all on the plate. They're showing the replay of the Basayo homer. Basayo knew it had the distance. He was checking to make sure it was fair. Then chucks the bat. But that's the kind of fun the Orioles need right now. More smiles. Blaze Alexander takes strike 1 on the four-seamer. He's 2 for 3, though. Does also a home run. But Orioles are playing with house money at the moment. Need 6 outs. Actually, no, only need 3 now, actually, because we're going to go to the top of the ninth after this. Alexander swings through a fastball there for strike 2. I don't know who's going to be the closer for the Orioles tonight with Ryan Helsley injured. I think Kittredge pitched yesterday. Definitely no Tyler Wells because he pitched 2 days in a row. Maybe they go Yennier Cano? Maybe? I'm not quite sure. Alexander in the 0-2 hole at the moment. That is outside of the fastball. 1-2. Let's see. Who else in the Royals bullpen could they use? Maybe Cano, maybe Grant Wolfram. I doubt they'd go Anthony Nunez, Nick Riquet, or Albert Suarez. Check swing for Alexander. Does he go around? No, he does not. Fastball was above the zone. Ball 2. So Blaze has worked himself back into a decent count here. Looking to maybe get a third hit on the night. That'll be nice. Andrew Kittredge warming the bullpen, so he will pitch, I think, try and close out 2 days in a row. Alexander takes inside on the changeup for ball 3, so he's run the count full after an 0-2 hole. But the Orioles have given Kittredge, at least I'm assuming what's going to be Kittredge, a decent cushion. It's no longer tied. Jackson Holliday on deck. We'll see if he gets to bat one more time in this game. This will be a strikeout. Foul tip on the fastball. Alexander looked like he might want to spike his bat for a moment, but he does not. So good first 2 at-bats for Blaze. Not after that, though. But courtesy of Samuel Basayo, the game is now 5-3. Orioles need 3 outs in the top of the ninth to win it. Should be Lane Thomas, Michael Massey, Salvador Perez. Collectively, they are 1 for, if I can do math in my head, 1 for 8 with a walk. So, in theory, that's good. Don't know if we'll see a pinch hitter or not from Kansas City, but it's better than the top of the lineup, that's for sure, with Witt and Caglione. Also, in theory, you don't have to face Josh Rojas at the moment. Hopefully, they do not have to face Josh Rojas. But need the Orioles to find 3 more outs without giving up some runs. Andrew Kittredge, I assume, will be the pitcher of choice, given that he was warming. So I will actually pull his stats up while I'm here. But got the save yesterday, if I remember correctly, against his briefly former team in the Cubs. He was on the Orioles last year to start, then got traded to the Cubs at the trade deadline, then re-signed with the Orioles in the offseason. Did Andrew Kittredge. It's been an up and down journey for him this season. Started off injured, came back, pitched terribly in his first appearance back, but has been better as of late. I know the Orioles want him to be a higher leverage guy, and he's been kind of all over the place. But was on the Cardinals in 2024, was on the Rays from 2017 to 2023. He's been on the Orioles for the most part for the last 2 years. Orioles Hall of Fame inductees Chris Davis, Storm Davis, and Jim Russo. Crush Davis getting into the O's Hall of Fame, which is deserved. career for Chris Davis did not end as I think anyone wanted in Baltimore, but still had quite the adventure and a lot of fun. You know, he had what, like 60 or like 53 homers in the season or something like that. A lot. Andrew Kittredge on the first pitch is a slider not actually caught by Adley Rutschman, but it was in the zone for strike one. Slider, sinker, and four-seamer for Kittredge. Mostly throws the slider and sinker. 27 games pitched, 4.7 ERA, and some other stats that went away immediately. Next pitch is check swing. Does he go on the sinker? No. Interesting. Looked like he did. So it is 1-1. But slider and sinker are the pitches of choice against righties. Throws the four-seamer a bit more to lefties, but still it's mostly the slider-sinker mix. 1-1 to Thomas is going to be grounded over to Blaze Alexander at third. Throw to first base is in time. 4 out number 1. 1 down, 2 to go. So Thomas is 0 for 4. Brings up Michael Massey, who is one of the run scorers for the Royals. Walked back in the 4th inning, I want to say. Tyler O'Neill replaces Dylan Beavers in right field. Massey's also struck out 0 for 2 on the night with that walk. First pitch to the lefty Massey is upstairs with a sinker for ball 1. But walked and was eventually driven home by Josh Rojas in the 4th inning. Will knocks one high and pretty deep into right field. Tyler O'Neill at the wall does not catch it. So it is a double for Michael Massey. Wasn't exactly the easiest play for T.O., but probably should have had that there. That is unfortunate. So the tying run now in Salvador Perez is up to bat. Because it was off the glove of T.O. Just wasn't quite placed well enough. He was in midair when he jumped. So, don't know. It's a tough play, but one you probably want to make anyway. Gives the Royals a runner in scoring position. Perez takes strike 1 on the slider. 1 for 3 on the night. Singled his first time up. Then grounded out twice since then. But the legendary Kansas City Royal, looking to try and save the game for them, will sky this one in the air behind home plate. Does it stay in play for Adley Rutschman? Yes, it does. Crucial out number 2 on Salvi. So 2 down now, 1 to go. Josh Rojas, the tying run. He's 2 for 3, though, and scored Michael Massey last time Massey was on base for him. It was a sinker up and in at the top of the zone. Great pitch there from Kittredge. Gets Perez to pop out. The game is now down to Josh Rojas, and we get, I think, time called late by Josh Rojas. That has like something in his helmet. So Josh Rojas, again, 2 for 3 with an RBI double. First pitch now is swung and a miss. Sinker, strike 1. Great pitch there from Kittredge. 2 strikes to go. Again, the runner on second does not tie the game, but it would. So it's the one at the plate that would. Spikes the ball in the dirt. That one's actually going to hit off the face mask of the umpire to save the advancement of Michael Massey to third base. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world for Massey to score because the Orioles would still lead by a run. The sinker just spiked in the dirt that hits off of the shoulder, actually, of the umpire. It's got to hurt. So a little bit of a break there for the Orioles. Keeps the runner on second. 1-1 is the count against Josh Rojas. But you also don't really want to give up the run anyway, because then it's like, then you really put pressure on yourself, and that would put Josh Rojas on base. So just get Rojas out. That's the plan, really. Rojas will ground this one foul on the four-seamer. Top of the zone. Rojas is the lefty. So Kittredge a strike away from ending this. Looking for a save. The big bearded Andrew Kittredge. long time, Atlanta Braves, or long time Tampa Bay Ray. That's what it was. I don't know why I thought it was on the Braves. 1-2 is swung and a miss. Strike 3 held on by Adley Rutschman. Orioles win. So Basayo with the game-winning home run. Pete Alonso is the game-winning runner. Andrew Kittredge with the save there. Orioles win 2 in a row. They start off the series with a win against Kansas City, heading into the All-Star break. See if they can win 3 in a row. The Orioles have yet to win 4 in a row, but they have to win 3 first. Next game, I'm assuming is also a night game. I actually don't know. Curious. Let's see. Let me check and see when the game is tomorrow. Not that I'm streaming it. I'm probably going to be working tomorrow at that time. Maybe. I don't know. But for my own planning purposes of when I'm going to watch the game. 7:05 tomorrow. It's actually same time as tonight, then 1:35 on Sunday for that game, the end of the series. The winning pitcher is I'm actually curious who the winning pitcher is. Box score, was I on? No, I was on. No. Winning pitcher is Rico Garcia. Matt Strahm, obviously the losing pitcher, giving up the 2-run home run. Kittredge with his third save of the season. I believe second in a row. But yeah, pretty nice right there. 9 hits for each team. Orioles with a little bit more efficiency there. Blaze Alexander and Samuel Basayo with home runs in the game. Orioles with a win there. So next week, for me, I will be streaming more, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Got to chapter 14 yesterday. So that will be next Thursday. And then Orioles and Astros next week. Let me, again, double check at what time that is next week. Got a little bit of hiccups at the moment. Yankees and Nationals have started now, at least. Let's see. Next week, it is 8:10, so a little bit of a later start because it's over in Houston, so they're Central Time. But yeah, that will be it for all those who have tuned in.